Hey guys, so I went a month without social media 2 months ago, and it's taken me a long time to make this video because the impact of me going a month without going on social media and seeing into each other's lives and keeping up with like influencers, I feel like I have a bigger message to share with the world and this generation. So if you're someone who's struggling and you're 20 years old, I really recommend watching the video I made 3 months ago, because that video is the reason why I decided to do this challenge. I think I've taken away two biggest things. One, I didn't realize how monumentally impactful and damaging and the blockage that came from me with constant access into social media. I didn't realize how much social media made me feel like I was in the Matrix. And two, I didn't think it would be that easy to go a month without social media. So I'm gonna tell you guys my journey and all of the benefits and how you can also go a month without social media. So first I'm gonna talk about the benefits, and then after I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it and how you guys can do it too, because I highly recommend. So I feel like with intention, I started second guessing, like whenever I wanted to go on my phone or like go on Instagram or go on TikTok, I would actually ask myself, why do I want this? And like, what am I getting out of it? And half the time I would go, oh, I just want to see this person's life. I want to see what Tara Yummy's doing. I want to see, this was when Coachella was happening. So I was like, I want to see Coachella. And then I kind of just realized too, with not being able to do that, I was like, okay, it's on the internet. Like, I will see it in a month. Like, I will see it a couple weeks whenever Coachella's done. And I was gonna go on my phone to look at Coachella anyways. So like, it would be the exact same thing if I looked at it once my break or whatever was over. Especially with like the wanting to keep up to date with what those people were doing. After a couple days, it felt really stupid. Like, I genuinely felt stupid for wanting to see what was happening in LA when I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I live in Canada. Like, I think going without social media brought the attention back on myself. I think that's all of our purposes. Like, everyone's purpose here on earth is to look inward, to see what your purpose is, to do, who you are, to see what your purpose is, and to see, like, to understand who you are. So going without social media really brought the attention back to myself, and that brings me to my next benefit of doing this challenge, was that I could actually focus. And something I explored in my last video was that, like, why, being 20, why does our path feel more out of touch? Why do we feel so lost when we have so many more opportunities than past generations? We can get all the advice we want online. It's convenient, it's accessible. We can find mentors easily. Like, we can look up to people through a swipe on our phone and Google search and, you know, find what inspires us. Yet most of the time we spend on our phone is mindless. And that's what I realized whenever I checked back in my intention on going on my phone. I realized that 90% of it was mindless. I don't remember what I saw on my phone. It was funny too, because I still used media. Like, I watched YouTube videos. I had this whole Disney night where I just like watched classic Cinderella, and I watched like the Aristocats, and it was such a different feeling. TikTok and Instagram was so mindless for me. As I said, like, whenever I'm off of it, I'm not really thinking of like the time I was on it. I'm always thinking ahead, like, oh, I want to go on it, but not actually what I saw, which I think is like also the beauty of movies, which I would love to make another video on. But there's just something about like choosing your content, which is also a form of choosing yourself and being mindful, because I used to want to be an animator. I kind of am like whimsy and childish, and those old Disney movies have a very like neat place in my heart, and it was so rewarding watching them. And oh, something else without going on social media is I actually looked forward to things. It made me so bored. It made me so bored not going on social media, because it's so easy to that boredom was how I grew day by day. Because when I was bored, I made conscious, active decisions to do something to get me out of that boredom, and it felt like I was more in control of myself. I had so much time to think about myself, because I didn't realize even the small moments that I go on my phone. Like if I was waiting for the bus, I realized like, oh, I wanted to hold my phone and swipe, or if it was awkward in a room, I wanted to go on my phone and swipe. And like in those little moments when I couldn't do that, I would actually have to think. And it sounds stupid, but I would have to think, and in those thoughts you ruminate on your life, you start dreaming again, your desires that you used to have start flooding in, like the motivation starts to come back. And I think boredom is such a beautiful thing, because boredom blossoms dreaming and desire and manifestation, whereas mindlessness on my phone brings out this kind of like envy and jealousy, and it makes me feel like something is lacking in my life. Where when the focus is on myself, when I'm not just going on my phone and like feeling that way, the focus turns outwards, and I'm like, things feel possible again, and I don't feel bad about myself. Like nothing is making me feel bad about myself, because I feel fully in control. And if I am feeling bad about something, or I'm desiring something, I actually have the time to like question and get curious again. So I think going without your phone helps you find something of yourself. And another benefit of going without your phone is you will feel better than everybody else, and it's hilarious. Like I was thinking of like, I was like, oh my god, how do I say that? And like I was like, I'm just gonna say it. Like you feel superior to everybody else. Like when you're, and it's crazy because you start actually noticing things. Like you become hella attentive. When I was in line waiting for coffee, like everyone's on their phone. At dinners, like people are on their phone. Waiting for the bus, on the bus, people are on their phone. And it was funny because if I saw someone on the bus like reading, or like just looking at the window, like I don't know, I felt like we kind of had this like connection. Yeah, I feel like I'm very connected with the real world too. And a reason why I was feeling so lost being 20 was also just because I wasn't connected to like a core part of my spirit, which is like the natural world. And nothing makes me feel more disconnected than being connected to the most disconnected thing from Earth, and from like me, and from noticing. So I would say it brought out being attentive, it brought focus, it brought motivation, it brought boredom, but that turned into so many rewards. I had to find things to look forward to. Like I built habits and rituals again. Like I built this ritual of watching one episode of Friends every night. So throughout the day, I would get so excited just to watch one episode of Friends. Guys, you need to get off your phone and stop watching short form content, because like my attention span that grew, it feels hard in the beginning, but after, I'm not even kidding, 3 days, it's like sugar. It's like sugar. It's like if you want to go on a sugar detox, it takes like, I think it takes like 5 days for your body to fully come off of it, or it's like a week or something. I don't know, I didn't Google it. But with social media, for me, it took me 3 days to realize like this is so pointless. And then it probably took me 6 days, or at the end of the week, that I felt a load of like motivation and in control, like genuinely in control, and it made me feel like a kid again. And it makes you more social too. Like I started talking to people in lineups, I would talk to strangers, and I actually read a study somewhere that is like really good for your health. And especially like when we're in this kind of like loneliness epidemic, not being able to go on my phone as a distraction, but then seeing so many other people like on their phone, even like in social settings, like you're supposed to hang out with a group of friends, and then, you know, the vibes kind of get like boring, or people get bored, so everyone just goes on their phone. Like it just feels like so much lost opportunity looking from the outside in, because it's like, okay, well, if none of us had our phone, like I don't have my phone right now, like I'm actively trying to find the fun things, because I don't want to be bored and I have nothing to do. So I'm like, oh my god, like we can find something to do. Like it just kind of made me think too of like how social like the 80s must have been. Oh, I also noticed that a load of anxiety like lifted off of my chest, because like you're on social media and you don't really think like it has any impact on you. Like I didn't think that. I was like, oh my god, I'm so secure in myself, like I'm not jealous of these people. But when I thought back to going on social media, and I can talk about like me going back on after a month, maybe it was intuition, right? Like maybe it was the universe telling me like this isn't good for you. But nevertheless, I had this anxiety revolving around social media. It was difficult for me to discern what it was that was making me feel like this kind of dread. Like you feel social media is like a dopamine hitter. Like it just hits, right? It has no time to settle. It's like really, really fast, right? But in the like, I say the real world and I mean it, like in the real world, when you get a dopamine hit, like you work for it. Like when I waited all day to watch Friends, like you work for it and you get it and it feels great. But then after you get that dopamine hit, you still feel good because you're like, I did something. Guys, I did not just watch like movies and stuff. Like I started writing again. I picked up more books. I talked to more people. I set goals for myself that I would like accomplish. I had the attention span to work harder on like the papers I had because I was like in university. I spent more time putting my effort into friendships, a mountain load of time putting it into myself. But I guess what I'm saying is, even by doing that, like even by like having the time to actually put that amount of effort into like yourself or your friends, that in itself is a reward. Part of the dread came from, yes, I'm getting dopamine hits right now and it's great to like be mindless, but like underneath all of that quick happiness, I feel like shit. And it's impossible to not compare yourself to what you see online. It's impossible. It is you versus what you're seeing. I think, I mean, I could just talk about social media in general. There's something scary about not being able to choose your content. Like I would just remember when my feeds, like I would get on like the wrong side of TikTok or something and it would be like all politics, or it'd be like really negative energy, or it'd be like girls who only focus on like their weight and getting skinny and like, what? And then you get off social media and it's like it's laughable to think in the real world that I am like fixated on my weight and my beauty and my money and fame, and like there might be that, but then there's like a whole bubble of like so much more. But then being on TikTok, it's like, or Instagram or whatever, like you're like streamlined. But even like YouTube was awesome because like I could choose what long form video I wanted to watch. You know, if you guys want to see what kind of media I watch, I would love to do a video on that. But I hope that makes sense. I was also reading the comments on my YouTube video and I really appreciate all of your guys' love and support. Even some of the comments that were like mildly hating on me and what I was doing, because at that time, like I was reading those comments, like I was off social media. I don't know you, like you're not in my life. If I caught myself wanting, like dreaming about something, like I dream about being on the beach all the time. I dream about writing a book and it reaching millions of people. Like me looking at someone else who's doing that and doing nothing to change the place where I'm at doesn't do anything for me. And I think if I hadn't done this challenge, I think I would have wasted a lot of time that would actually get me to where I want to be, instead of wasting time just thinking about where I want to be, if that makes sense. Okay, now I said I was going to talk about how you guys can do this, so if you stayed until this long, you are a real one. The first step for me was noticing that going on your phone is not really a want, it's a habit. It's something like you've unconsciously conditioned yourself to do. So for me, I would acknowledge when I wanted, where I brought my phone. If I brought my phone in the bathroom to brush my teeth, even if I didn't check it, why am I carrying it? Get it out of your hand. Just get it out of your hand. Get it out of the room. You'd go to the kitchen, leave your phone in your room. Do it. That's exactly how I started off, because the temptation is real. Okay, now I'm going to talk about boredom. What do you do when you're bored to not give in? Everyone has their own passions. Get back into your old hobbies, bro. Get back into that. But if you want something concrete, I'm going to say this. I read the perfect book to read during this time. It's called My Year of Rest and Relaxation, and it's about this girl who like decides to go into hibernation for a year. So she locks herself in her apartment for a year, pretty much, because she thinks she'll like come out a completely new person. But like she spends her time like watching movies, popping pills, like just being very senile, just super blunt and unfiltered, and like she lays on her couch and you kind of like live vicariously through her. And like in those moments that I kind of like wanted to just sit on my couch, be brainless, like literally go on my phone, I was like kind of putting myself in the shoes of someone that was doing that. And guys, desperate times call for desperate measures. So this book was fantastic for this journey. If you want to do this, get the book, and then when you're bored, start reading it. It was awesome. Like, I don't know what step I'm on right now, but create something to look forward to every single day. Look forward to something. Put it at the end of your day to look forward to motivate you. For me, it was watching an episode of Friends. I was so excited to do that every day. So find whatever you like. Maybe it's like playing tennis for an hour, or maybe it's going on a deep dive of like a favorite subject or history. I don't know. You know what I mean? Guys, when I got off my phone, I went to bed fast. Not the first 2 days, 3 days. I went to bed fast, and when I woke up in the morning, bro, I was off. Also, time. The time I got back so much time from not going on my phone. And it's funny because I wasn't on my phone, so I always wanted to be doing something. And ironically, it kind of made my days feel shorter, but like more filling. I can't really explain that. It gave me more time, but then it ended up feeling like I had less time in a day. And I actually was thinking, like, how did I ever have time to go on my phone? Like right now, like I have zero time for it. Like I don't have any time for it. And it just like makes you do the stuff you're putting off. But I guess the bottom line is social media. Ah! Why are there so many bugs? Oh, my camera's gonna die. But yeah, I'll do a longer form video about this. I love you guys.